don't know the power of the dark side.
I'm not a baby, I'm a man. I am an anchor man.
Is this a kissing book?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Hello and welcome along to Just Like in the Movies, brought to you by GK Media Ltd in association with Cinema Galway. We are doing a Christmas special this week looking at the movies Frozen 2, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and of course the eagerly anticipated Tom Hooper movie Cats. Joined as always by Lisa Tracy.
Good evening.
Good evening. And Dave Coyne.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
First up, we're looking at the all-star movie Cats.
Tonight is a magical night where I choose the cat that deserves a new life.
Going to the ball could get dangerous.
Come on! Let's dance!
I judge a cat by its soul.
I've got plenty of soul.
That's a clip taken from the musical Cats, out in cinemas now. And I suppose when I first heard about this movie coming out a few months ago, Tom Hooper behind it, the man behind Les Mis, the man behind Danish Girl, King's Speech. But Les Mis definitely was amazing because it was live singing, which is like what Jennifer Hudson does in this movie. And I was like, this is just going to clear the Oscars. It's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. Now, you've just come out of it.
You would think, Gary,
Yeah.
that it's going to be the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
All of these names attached and Tom Hooper. Yada,
Do I know my
yada.
movies?
Well, this is not a movie. This is not even a musical. This is a performing arts piece that falls down a hole of just destruction. It is awful. It's the worst film I've seen all year.
Lisa, you sound angry.
I am angry, Gary, because I was made to go see this film.
I know.
You know how
By
I feel.
you.
You know how I feel about certain feline creatures. Yeah.
I thought it'd kind of help you
No, it
get
didn't
through
help me at
that.
all.
Face
It
your
didn't
fear
help
and all
me.
that.
I literally, like, I was like, this the whole movie. It was tough. It was really tough.
Okay.
Yeah, so it didn't help that.
Dave, put it in perspective for us. I mean,
I mean,
Andrew Lloyd Webber, his music
Look,
is brilliant.
Yeah.
There's an undeniable amount of talent in this film. The musical elements, the music itself, it's of its time. There's some classic songs in there that we all know. Maybe we don't know where we know them from. The cast is stellar beyond, it's up there with Avengers Endgame in terms of names. And obviously Tom Hooper's a fabulous director, but misguided. It's a misguided attempt at turning, a very out there concept of, anthropomorphized cats, humanized, with this digital fur, this uncanny valley. It's just
so
unsettling
explain
to watch.
the uncanny valley to
Well,
people.
when you see like a robot or a digitalization of a human or a fake human, it comes from the robot world, and you're looking at it and it looks real at a glance, but then when you look closer, it's like, hold on, there's something wrong here. It's not right. You know what I mean? And this is in that. Like, there's moments where it's a singing, dancing movie, and their feet aren't really making contact with the ground properly, and their movement is odd because there's so much CGI.
Yeah.
And it's a dance piece. And I think to kind of hide it, there's lots of cuts. Whereas a proper musical is a stage. You see these fabulous performers dancing, doing a fabulous performance. Maybe interpretive dance isn't your thing, then you're in the wrong theater. But if interpretive dance is your thing,
Yeah, this is your
movie. Because it's interpretive dance with CGI. Personally, it's not my kind of cup of tea. And as Lisa said, it's just not meant for the cinema screen, this content.
Storyline, tell us what's it all about.
Oh God.
It's a
what's it all
squiggle.
about? It's
It's not a
ridiculous.
storyline, it's a squiggle.
It's awful. They're jellicle cats, and one of them gets picked by Judi Dench to go to heavy side something or other up in the sky in a balloon or something, and like the best cat gets to go, and the best cat, spoiler alert, I won't say who it is, but it's the best singer in the group.
Yeah.
And Idris Elba is the bad guy. McCavity,
McCavity,
and he is trying to take all the good performers and he steals them and he puts them on a barge with Ray Winston.
Oh my God.
And it's just shocking.
It's juvenile.
Ian McKellen is wasted. He's there for like
Ian
10
McKellen,
seconds and
Judi
he's
Dench.
just-
Now,
Yeah.
having said that, there's two musical numbers that really stand out.
Yeah.
There's Jennifer Hudson when she really opens her pipes and it's like, wow, doing memories. And then there's Taylor Swift has one song in this. So if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you're getting one song.
Yeah.
Now it's worth it.
That's your camera.
You're worth it. You're worth it because it is a great number, and she steals that song. And of course by that stage, you kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
For the first half an hour, you're like, what the hell is going on? What the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
Because there isn't much dialogue, really. Is
No,
there?
there's
a lot of dancing, a lot
there's
of singing.
it's literally song, song,
Jazz hands.
5 words of dialogue. I'm not joking you. 5 words of dialogue where a bit of exposition, so you go, all right, this is what's going on, and then back into song. The production design, apart from the digital stuff was too much. Sorry, guys. I do a lot of digital work myself, and I know how difficult it is, but it didn't come off. This fur and the tails and the flicking of the ears, the flicking ears. So you're looking at a character and they've got these ears flicking. And you're like,
the ears.
you know, and it's honestly, I know it's PG, but it's a little bit over-sexualized for kids.
Yeah.
There's lots of erect tails and licking of things that shouldn't be licked for a kids movie, for a PG movie. But it's all anthropomorphized cats and, you know, plastic Barbie kind of stuff. But it's just, there's something unnerving about watching it.
Yeah.
The plot is a squiggle.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. There's a couple of tiny little moments of fun. And there's 2 musical numbers that really stand out. Taylor Swift steals the show in her number. But
And Jennifer Hudson doing Memories.
oh yeah, Memories.
James Corden is also in this film.
And he's in
a
every
lot of-
movie, though.
But he's
every movie.
he's
he's
contracted
actually
to be in
he's
every
actually-
movie.
He's actually performs well.
He's not bad.
And I kind of feel sorry for the newcomer here, Francesca.
Hayward.
Yeah, she can sing. She's a beautiful lady. She's a
Great
great
dancer.
dancer, very elegant. But of course, this digital skin of fur and makeup and the flicking ears and the weird tail just make you go, oh. So I kind of feel sorry for her because perhaps she has great potential. We were completely distracted by this digital nonsense.
Production design is good.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean the production design is great because they're humans, but
Yeah.
they're sized in the real world like cats. So they're in a bedroom and there's like 3 of them on a double bed jumping around because they're cat-sized humans,
Yeah,
if you know
yeah.
what I mean. So there's a touch of madness about that. There's a lot of digital scenery, outdoor digital
Okay,
stuff,
yeah.
and that's why the feet don't really match. But the production design, the costumes, it's weird. Some of them are in costumes and some of them are naked, you know, fur.
Yeah.
But it was, again, the amount of talent and work that went into this film is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Okay.
but sadly, don't do another one.
95 million was the budget for this movie.
If they get 10 million back out of it, I'll be amazed.
Right.
Amazed.
I've seen reviews 0.5 out of 5 stars.
Ooh.
You might see more in a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly, I couldn't wait for it to end.
Yeah.
It's
From the second it started.
It's, you know, who greenlit this? Who thought this was a good idea?
But let's be honest, it
If it was
sounds
in the
good.
same vein
Brilliant
as
director,
Amazing
all-star
But when the
cast,
trailer came
Andrew
out, I
Lloyd
remember when the
Webber.
trailer came out, the internet exploded with, what the hell is this?
It got more dislikes on YouTube than likes when it came out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
The
I'm not
trailer, yeah.
surprised. And the movie is, I mean, like, I don't know if you remember a movie called Zardos. Anybody? Maybe?
Yes, I remember the movie
Zardos is a personal favorite of mine. It's basically the Matrix without computers.
Okay.
When they were in Ireland.
It's Sean Connery. In a mankini.
Oh, this is the one you ran about in
Yeah,
a previous
yeah,
series.
yeah.
And
Okay.
and I mean, you kind of watch that movie and you go, what were they smoking?
Yeah.
And you watch this movie and you go, well, they found the same stash that they were smoking when they made that movie. Except that's brilliant. That's a classic, as far as
yeah.
I'm concerned. This will never be a classic.
No.
Nobody will ever go, like
put
the
on
Rocky
cats.
Horror Picture Show is a classic.
Yeah.
The songs are amazing. The script, there's a dialogue, there's fabulous characters. They're all wearing, you know, weird, you know, outfits and stockings and science fiction and Rocky and Dr. Frankenfurter, and they're fabulous characters from, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
This just has no legs, no tail, and no ears.
Is this movie so bad, Lisa, that people need to see it?
No, it's not one of those. You could. It's like a. It's not going to be a cult movie.
Okay.
Like anytime, any day, never. It's just a really awful film.
If you
Yeah.
love the musical Cats, this is the movie for you. You will
Yeah,
love it.
you will love it.
Yeah.
Or you might go, what the hell have they done to my beloved Cats? However, as you said, there is a certain amount of morbid curiosity where you're like, it is so bad, you know.
Yeah, maybe
You-
you
it's
have
like
to see it as a rite of
it's like
passage.
you want to
Okay.
see, you want to,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you want to kind of go.
It's
What's
like
it
you
like?
think you had a bad, I saw cats, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you
Like
sit
I
with
saw-
cats, then you can sit through anything.
I saw Barbed Wire in the cinema in 1996.
Did you think that was bad?
That was horrendous.
Garry,
Barbed wire with
Pamela Anderson.
yeah. Are you joking me?
What more do you need?
I can tell you right now what I need. I need to go home and watch Glen Rowe is what I need. And that has just been surpassed today
Okay.
by the
Wow.
worst cinematic experience I've ever had in my life.
And probably Cats had a slightly bigger budget than Barbed Wire.
Just slightly,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
And less CGI.
Okay, Lisa, out of 5?
I'm gonna just be nice, and I'm gonna give it a 1.
Wow,
It's
that's
being
generous.
nice.
Okay.
It's being nice.
Okay, it's Christmas and all that.
Christmas.
Yeah.
That's a 1. That's
Yeah.
it's very
Okay.
good.
Dave?
Do you know what? I'm going to be generous as well. So I'm going to go 1.5.
Ooh.
I'm just going to give it the extra
Okay.
half because there's a couple of musical numbers that are amazing.
Okay, so there you go. Out of 10, Cats gets 2.5. Will there be a sequel? Who knows? Speaking
Andrew
of,
Lloyd Webber, write that one.
Yeah, it's more of a kitty litter movie, to be honest with you. You got to go and dump it out the back.
speaking of sequels, let's take a look at Frozen 2.
Okay, Olaf, you're up. Unicorn. Teapot. Oh, Elsa!
I don't think Olaf should get to rearrange.
Doesn't matter. This is gonna be a cinch. Oh, distracted. Worried? Has Elsa seemed weird to you?
She seems like Elsa.
There's this voice. Voice? What does that mean? Head for the cliff!
Who's shaking the building?
The kingdom is not safe.
6 years since the original. Anna, Elsa, Olaf, Sven, and Kristoff. Didn't I do well?
You did very
They're
well.
back for another adventure. Frozen 2 in cinemas at the moment, and it's doing extraordinarily well. I mean, how could it not? The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
But has the second one, Lisa, lived up to it?
I think it's right up there with the first one. Like, the songs are fantastic. Some people think that the story is a bit difficult for small children, but I'm like, this isn't always aimed for tiny children.
Yeah.
It's aimed for like the middle section of kids who are like a little bit more clued in. And it also has like a climate change element to it, looking after the earth, which I
Okay,
like.
yeah.
And but the songs are excellent. Dina Menzel and Kristen Bell and the guy who plays Kristoff.
You mean Adele Dazeem?
No, Adele Dazeem. Sorry, John Travolta. Rock on. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, do you remember the Oscars when he introduced?
He
his
introduced
friend?
Oh,
her.
yes,
My
yes.
good friend, Adele Dazeem. And
Oh,
her
yeah,
name
yeah.
is Idina Menzel.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But here's the thing: the first one was not big in the cinema. Like it did okay,
was-
and,
I
but no, but
saw it
oh
in
no,
the
but
cinema.
yeah, but then it took off.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like The Greatest Showman, actually. It was a slow burner, and then it went
Yeah,
huge.
so, and then it went huge, and then there was like every kid in the world had a Frozen lunchbox
Everything.
and backpack and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and every little
And
boy and
everyone
girl had
the DVD.
everything.
That was the last DVD you probably bought.
Yeah.
And you know all
Maybe.
you know you go on the ferry and all you can hear is "Let it go," and I mean it was huge, phenomenal.
Yeah.
hit,
Yeah,
this.
it was fantastic.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering, is the second one up to par? Is it right
Well,
there
it's,
with
it's
it?
almost there.
Really?
I don't like. Some people prefer the second one to the first one.
Is it darker, the second one?
Yeah, it is darker. It's like
Because they're trying to discover is that where Elsa's
it's
power
trying-
comes from.
Exactly,
Yeah.
they're trying to discover where her power comes from. It's also there's a little bit Star Warsy element to it as well. The way Rey is trying to find herself and Elsa's trying to find herself.
Okay,
and
yeah.
that whole finding yourself thing, and she does, and it's.
Well, it's an interesting point that
it's
you're
really
saying there.
emotional, like it's really good.
Because 6 years ago, the original came out. So if someone was 6, 7 years of age watching it,
Yeah.
fell in love with it, got the school bag and all that,
Yeah.
they're now like entering into the teen years.
Yes,
So maybe they're still trying to speak to the same audience who have,
grown with them.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've also hit on the zeitgeist of the moment, which is the climate change movement, which is a bit late in the day, but you know, still good.
Do you think there'll be a third one?
Probably, yeah.
Well, they made so much money. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
made
It's-
$1 billion
it's
already.
Disney,
Yeah.
like they're making money left, right, and center.
Yeah, yeah,
They're gonna keep going. But it's like it's excellent. Like animation is fantastic in this film, and the music is just it's fabulous. But for me, I still would prefer the first one because it has such good memories with like going to the cinema with my daughter when she was younger.
Yeah.
And even though I went to see this one with her and she's a lot older, but it was still and we watched it a lot back in the day. So it was better. You know, it's full of memories, the first one. The second one, I've only just seen it, so it's not,
Yes,
it's not
yeah,
full of the
of
memories
course,
that
yeah.
the first one has.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. It's strange. There doesn't seem to be a huge buzz about it, but it's still a movie doing really well, and it's getting pretty positive
But
reviews.
it's the thing, like if you have such a hit, it's like the first one was a sleeper hit, and you have that kind of all these kids walking around with all the merchandise. You don't really need to spend as much money and time on advertising.
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
let the word
true,
out. The second one is coming, and they just know.
Yeah.
They just put it in their diary, and that's it. So.
And I think a lot of people will be going to the cinema after Christmas when
But
the
it's
stress is gone.
It's a great movie to bring. After the cinema or after Christmas, you want to get out of the turkey land and get a bit of air and get out of the house, go for a walk and come into the cinema and see it. It's going to be another sleep. They're going to make another ton of money after Christmas, I think.
Yeah, big time.
So a good family movie.
Oh, definitely, fantastic.
Out of
but if you, out of five, I don't know. But if you want, you see, I don't know. I mean, listening to a lot of other opinions from people, and they think that it's just darker and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, come on, like all kids' movies have an element of dark in them. Like from the 80s on.
Yeah,
It was like Never-Ending Story, that's pretty dark.
Yeah.
And we all survived that. E.T. is pretty dark.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. So I think that people are being a bit too careful with what they consider their kids should watch.
Yeah.
So out of 5.
Yeah. Out of 5, Lisa?
Out of 5, I give it a 5.
A 5?
5?
Yeah, 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was expecting a mic drop there. 5. Boom.
Is that the first 5 you've ever given? Or
No,
did you give
5
Joker
before.
5?
I gave Joker 5.
Okay.
I gave Stars Born 5. I think.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
4.5.
That's years ago.
It
That's
was-
like
it was
season
like
2.
last year.
That's like season 2. I'm just like in the movies.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, there you go. 5 out of 5 from Lisa. Frozen 2 out in cinemas at the moment. Make sure you catch it at the iCinema here in Galway. Up next, another highly anticipated movie, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
And the saga has come to an end for Star Wars Episode 9 in cinemas at the moment. And yeah, I got to see the midnight premiere a couple of nights ago here at the iCinema. And an experience. And I have my own opinions on it.
Okay.
But I'll let you start off first.
Right. Dave?
Okay. It was a joy. It was a lot of fun, a rollicking adventure. They went back to basics, lots of proper set design, proper built. Great characters have kind of come to their own. Like Poe is now the new, Han Solo. He's the, rogue, handsome rogue, kind of, breaking the rules and, flying the Millennium Falcon, light speed skipping and breaking the law. Some wonderful moments with Leia Organa and Rey. Rey is now trained up as a Jedi. We're kind of ready to go. And then the big bad guy comes back. Palpatine comes back. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's in the trailer, people. It's in the trailer.
Yeah,
it's in the trailer. I won't do any other spoilers, I promise. But, the big bad guy is back. And Rey and Kylo Ren are still fighting across the Force. They're having these Force fights from different sides of the galaxy.
It's deadly.
There's some great set pieces in this film. There's some great fan service. I love the fact that they go to this little festival and they're like, oh yeah, this happens every 42 years, wink, wink. And for me, there's some great gags in this movie. There's a bit of comedy in this movie. There's a wonderful scene where they fall into this cave and they kind of come up close to the camera and Poe has a torch and he clicks it on and he's like, and then Rey comes up with the lightsaber and turns it on and he kind of goes, oh, right. And, just little nods. But it was just a joy. I mean, obviously, I can nitpick and I can pull holes in it, but I don't want to because I had so much fun. I was 12 again, and I had tears in my eyes at the end of it.
You went in with a positive attitude. I was in an auditorium where I feel like when people go and see Avengers, for example, they sit back and they're like, I'm ready to be entertained for the next 2 to 3 hours. I'm going to enjoy this. Whereas I felt that on the night there was people almost crossing the arms and taking out their pen and notepad and ready to start making notes and critiquing it and criticizing it. And it is being destroyed out there at the moment by reviews. And
it's a fun kids movie with.
They're just taking it too seriously.
It's a space opera, a science fiction movie with lightsabers and spaceships. It's not an opus. And
what is the perfect ending for the saga? Like, what is it that they wanted that they didn't get?
Yeah, exactly.
But they're never going to get.
Well, personally, I was very satisfied. Lisa, what do you think?
I was delighted.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I laughed. I cried a lot. And then I was delighted at the end. I just loved it. It was fantastic.
Like, it's a good, fun movie.
It's a great fun movie. The action sequences, are amazing. Some new characters are introduced, and you're like, oh, new characters in the 9th movie.
Yeah.
But oh wow, these are cool characters. And there was a few moments of, there was a few shocking moments.
There wasn't.
Obviously, we don't want to do any
there
spoilers.
was not a gasp for the big moment when I was seeing it at the midnight screen. Yeah.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. I was kind of looking around, going,
"What's wrong with these people?"
Are they dead?
Now, it is a midnight screening, so everyone's fairly shattered
Yeah.
from midnight, 5 days before Christmas.
But I mean, if you go into a movie with with your metaphorical pen and paper, like you're invigilating at the leave insert here, you have the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
You need to go into a movie and go, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm here. My purpose of sitting here is to be entertained.
So the feedback I've gotten, and I'll let you kind of interject then, was, first of all, the first 30 minutes was just loads of things being crammed in just to try and tidy up all the loose ends left in The Last Jedi. And then it kind of started off doing its own movie then, half an hour into Rise of Skywalker.
It's a part of a trilogy. Trilogies do that.
Yeah.
They tie up in loose ends. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Return of the Jedi, which is beloved, the first 20, 30 minutes of that is tying up the loose ends of The Empire Strikes Back, which is probably the best one in the series. So you can't really use that logic because that's the way it's done. They go to Jabba the Hutt, they rescue Han, they, who's that? Someone who loves you, and blah, blah, blah. And Luke fights the crazy monster in the cave, and then, they escape.
Yeah.
And then the Return of the Jedi starts.
Yeah.
It happens,
Was there a need for Lando? Was he just squeezed in there?
I thought there was a need for Lando.
I mean,
he was cute.
Yeah, but I think he was kind of twee and tacked on. Like, here's the thing. People who were young when they saw the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Those people, those small people.
Yeah.
We love Lando. We know who Lando is. But, like, if you're a 15-year-old kid, you're not going to have the same love for Lando that we would have. You're like, so who's this guy? Oh, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. For me, one of the key moments in this was when C-3PO had a proper emotional moment where he sacrificed himself. No spoilers here. He's done, he not sacrificed himself, but he had a big plot point, and it was emotional.
Yeah,
and there was for the first time ever, you're actually emotionally engaged in the droids. And I thought that was very clever.
Never
underestimate the power of a droid. Yeah.
Were they pandering too much to the fans, fans now in inverted commas?
Yeah, they're fans in inverted commas because I think people are just trolls and they're going in to see movies just to slate the crap out of them.
Yeah. Which is easy to do.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
because we didn't make
what you loved when you were 10 is not. You're not going to love the same things when you're 40. That's the reality of it. I mean, if pandering to the fans. Another franchise that has to pander to its fans, me being one of them, is a James Bond movie, for example. And the new trailer has 3 different types of Aston Martin in it. For me, that's literally heroin. I'm like,
Yeah.
They're pandering. They don't need 3 Aston Martins in the movie. They just need 1 and make it good. So I'm expecting a lot. But the point is that, you pander to the fans, but if you do it well, you give them what they want. Have fun. Here's a lightsaber battle.
That's what I think. Just enjoy it. But you were saying that they introduced new characters as well, Dave. Were some of them just completely one-dimensional?
Yeah. Well, no. For example, Finn.
I'm only regurgitating what's being said out
but
there.
For example, Finn had a semi.
Could have been Lando's daughter.
No, he had a semi-love interest type sidekick thing in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
She was usurped in this one by another similar. Who the hell is this woman? The lady on the horse.
Yeah.
Is there something going to come from?
No.
Her as a character, another kind of spin-off?
Didn't they say something about something?
Look, they say a lot of things about a lot of things, but I mean, it was a little bit tacked on. But then the character played by Kerry, what's her name?
Kerry Russell.
Yeah, Kerry Russell. She's in The Mask, and that was a very interesting character. There was a bit of backstory there between herself and Poe.
But very little.
Yeah, but a little bit. And she was
There was
cool,
still
and
a
she had a
good
cool
moment.
she had a cool ship, she had
Yeah.
cool blasters, she had a cool mask.
She gave things to people when they needed those
Yeah,
things.
and she had a plot point, and it was interesting what she did.
Do you think if it was an hour longer, I know it's a long movie, that we would have kind of gotten more plot holes filled in and it'd be a bit smoother?
Well, there's one big plot hole in this movie, and I'm not going to go into it now because spoiler. Although anybody watching this will have seen the movie, but
It's the big wow thing.
no, not that.
Because I think with that, it's like, oh, that's why that person is in
Yes,
this.
yes, but-
just to wedge that one in.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? There's one moment where there's a bit of peril.
Lisa's trying to figure out our
There's a
cryptic.
there's a bit of peril happening, and Finn says, you know, Ray, I meant to say to you, blah blah, and then she goes, what are you going to say to me? Oh, nothing. I'll tell you later. And he never actually does.
No, he never does.
He
That
never
is quite
actually
annoying,
does. It's like, why did the writers put that completely nonsensical
Just to
piece
kind
in?
of throw us off the
You
scent.
see, I can go in to surgically pull out this little thread. I can pull a little thread on the shoulder of my jumper and ruin my jumper if I want.
yeah.
Or I can just sit here and wear the jumper. So if you watch the movie and enjoy it, don't pull out the threads.
yeah.
Just enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's not a documentary.
Exactly.
Okay. Out of 5, Lisa.
5.
Brilliant.
I loved it.
Dave?
Oh, he's not going to be that nice.
I'm going to say 4.5, just because there was there's a few holes when I step back and look, but I did have tears in my eyes, and I can just see some lightsabers in the background there.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm going to give it 5, just because some lightsabers, some lightsaber people have appeared in the background, and I am going to say 5 because it's fun, it's rollicking.
They loved it.
And it was, for me, it was a good tie-up to the new trilogy. Last Jedi was a bit meh, but from Force Awakens to this, and the last scene, oh my God, I literally had tears in my eyes. I was grown man,
Yeah.
tears in my eyes, looking at fake people on the screen.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. So I'm going to go 5. We've
Yeah.
just gone to 5 people.
We've gone to 5.
Excellent. There you go. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. 10 out of 10 from Lisa and Dave. And well done to iCinema Galway as well, because for the midnight premiere, they had a quartet in here who were
I saw
playing.
it, yeah.
Quartet?
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
excellent.
brilliant.
And there was loads of stormtroopers dressed up. There was a Darth Vader. There was a photo booth back there. There was loads going on. They had the Star Wars cups and everything like that. And they were giving pizza out as well. So I think those who were in watching the trilogy as such. Yeah.
The diehards.
Yeah, the
Fair
absolute
play to them,
diehards who did
fair
about
play.
8
But they,
and a half
they had
hours of
fun.
cinema.
I hope they went in and took fun home with them.
Yeah, that's what cinema is about.
That's what it's for. Yeah.
Anyways, there you go. That's our Christmas special for 2019. We will be back in the new year around mid-January, and lots of exciting movies coming out at the start of 2020. Hope you have a great Christmas. Lisa Tracy, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Garry Kelly.
Dave Coyne, thank you very much.
Pleasure as always. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thanks to Damien as well for looking after us behind the scenes. We'll talk to you in 2020. All the best for Christmas, and have a good new year.
Feliz Navidad.